and allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Gerardo Anaya,
Present.
Vice Mayor Juan Castillo,
Present.
Lorena Delgadillo,
Present.
Councilmember Jesus Roldan, Councilmember Luis Galindo,
Present.
Councilmember Miguel Villalpando,
Present.
Councilmember Marta Gonzalez.
Present.
Vice Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Andrea. Do we have any, anyone from the audience? No call to the, thank you. Moving on to our proclamations. Month of the Military Child, April 2026.
Whereas military families make a significant sacrifice and service to our nation, and their children demonstrate resilience and strength in the face of unique challenges. And whereas the month of the military child is an opportunity to recognize and honor the sacrifices and contributions of military-connected children who serve alongside their parents and guardians. And whereas the city of Somerton is proud to be home to many military-connected children and families whose parents or guardians serve at Marine Corps Air Station Yuma and Yuma Proving Grounds, vital installations that play a crucial role in defending our nation and supporting our armed forces. And whereas the military-connected children of our community, including those from Marine Corps Air Station Yuma and Yuma Proving Ground, enrich our city with their diversity, talents, and perspectives. And whereas the military-connected children face frequent relocations, deployments, and separations from their loved ones, which can impact their educational experiences, social development, and emotional well-being. And whereas it is our collective responsibility as a community to ensure that military-connected children receive the support, resources, and connection they deserve, both in school and within the broader community. And whereas the month of the military child serves as a reminder to all citizens to express gratitude and appreciation to military families for their sacrifices and service to our nation. Now, therefore, I, Gerardo Anaya, Mayor of the City of Somerton, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2026 as Month of the Military Child, and call upon all residents, businesses, schools, and organizations to join in honoring and supporting military-connected children and their families throughout this month and beyond.
Thank you, Andrea. And we do have here Colonel Jared K. Stone, United States Marine Corps. We also have Mary Ellen Finch, Community Liaison Officer. We have Candace Brown, School Liaison, and we have Antonio Martinez, Community Liaison Specialist. So, is it gonna work?
Can I get, Ms. Gonzalez, can I get you on the opposite side? No, they're fine. Okay, everyone ready? 1, 2, and 3. More, 1, 2, and thank you.
Les digo si quieren decir algo. Colonel, is there anything that you guys want to say?
Like before for just a second. Yeah, I really appreciate it. They talk about relocating a lot. I have 2 kids who grew up in the military. One of them moved 8 states, 2 countries. The other one 7 states and 2 countries by the time they were out of high school. Lots of advantages to grow up in the military. Lots of exposure to different things, but it's definitely challenging as well, right? As you move from one school system to another, different curriculum, making new friends. So I appreciate the acknowledgement and the effort on the part of the community to help out kids. You know, we enjoy being a part of this community. I think living in Yuma County, really all the towns around here, what we're able to do as a Marine Corps installation here, we couldn't do without the community's support. And that really extends to supporting the families as well. So I very much appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. Moving on to 5.2, we have National Small Business Development Center Day, March 18, 2026.
Whereas National SBDC Day recognizes the collective impact of small business development centers in driving innovation, job creation, and economic resilience nationwide. And whereas Arizona Western Entrepreneurial College's Small Business Development Center serves entrepreneurs and small businesses across Yuma and La Paz counties through no-cost confidential advising and impactful training. And whereas in federal fiscal year 2024 and 2025, AWC SBDC delivered more than 1,800 client services, facilitated 7.8 million in capital formation, supported 39 new business starts, and helped generate over 6.6 million in increased sales. And whereas AWC SBDC contributed to the creation of 110 jobs, retention of 66 jobs, and hosted more than 50 workshops and events to strengthen the regional economy. Now, therefore, I, Gerardo Anaya, Mayor of the City of Somerton, do hereby proclaim March 18, 2026 as National Small Business Development Center Day in the City of Somerton and encourage residents to recognize the vital contributions of AWC, SBDC, and the small businesses that strengthen our community.
Thank you, Andrea. And we do have here from AWC, Crystal Mendoza and Mayra Franques, right?
There we go. Wait, it's kind of. Two steps to the left. Still kind of fuzzy, but maybe when you edit it, it'll be fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just my eye problem. Sorry, but you were moving. One more time. Sorry. All right. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. One, 2, 3. Wait. And this one too?
Oh, no.
All right. Okay, good.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. I'm Crystal Mendoza. I'm the Director of the Small Business Development Center at Arizona Western College. And I want to begin by thanking the City of Somerton for your unwavering support as we get ready to celebrate. Tomorrow is actually National SBDC Day. So that is a celebration, but also to a thank you for your continued support and partnership. In addition, I would also like to recognize the economic development team, Ms. Kazmin. She's definitely been very, very supportive. Her tireless dedication as not only does she support SBDC, but she actually takes the time with her business counselor, Myra Franques, as they walk together. Oh, you're taking the video of me. I apologize. They walk together door to door to our businesses to make sure that they know the resources, that support that's here through the city as well as through SBDC to guide them and support them. So their work embodies the true spirit of SBDC, meaning that entrepreneurs are being helped where they are, where they need us, right? So I thank you for that partnership, because together, not only are we starting new jobs, starting new businesses, but we are fulfilling dreams and creating a thriving community. So thank you for your partnership, and thank you for the proclamation.
Thank you. Moving on to consent agenda. 6.1, approval of minutes for January 6th, January 20, February 3rd, February 17, and February 17. 6.2, check register for the months of February 2026. And 6.3, approval of an Arizona Department of Liquor License and Control application of a beer and wine liquor license submitted by Lauren K. Merritt, agent on behalf of Shea Oil Company, Inc., located at 926 West Main Street, Somerton, Arizona, 85350. Does anyone have a question or wish to pull something from consent agenda? Need a motion?
So moved, Vice Mayor.
Motion was made by Mr. Galindo,
Second.
second by Ms. Delgadillo. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to presentations, 7.1, presentation on the City of Somerton's 2025 Annual Cleanup Report.
Hi, good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Thank you. Rosanna Douglas, Public Works Director, providing in the 2025 Annual Cleanup Program Report. The purpose of the annual cleanup was to provide residents an opportunity to dispose of bulky waste, improve neighborhood cleanliness, safety, and reduce illegal dumping throughout the city. The program lasted October 1st through November 19th, 2025. It was advertised on social media at the beginning and the end of each area. And the schedule was posted on the city's website for the duration of the program. The annual cleanup provided citywide residential coverage. The city was divided into 12 service areas for planning and coordination. All residential areas received scheduled cleanup service during the program. Area 1 ran through September, late September, early October. Area 2, early October, mid-October for Area 4 through 7, and then 8 through 9, early November, and 12, mid-November. We used in-house equipment, front loader, backhoe, dump truck, dump trailers, small dump trucks, and our staff, 8 public works employees, as well as prison labor crews. I provided some pictures of the cleanup. Let me make sure it's in order. So conclusions and outcomes, that was the slide that didn't go through. The annual cleanup program provided citywide residential service across all designated areas. The program was implemented through coordinated scheduling, staffing, and equipment use. The program objectives were achieved within the planned timeframe and within budget. So here's the dashboard of our tipping fees and in comparison to the previous years, which there was not much of a difference at all. So here's a breakdown of our staffing and labor costs. For our 9 employees, the hours they worked, average hours per employee, the cost, and the prison labor support broken down as well. Due to the city's growth for the 2026 cleanup, the new subdivision 1898 will be added to Area 10, and the new Las Estrellas Phase 7 subdivision will be added to Area 11. Does anybody have any questions?
Questions or comments?
If
Thank
not,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to 7.2, presentation on senior center operations, successes, challenges, and future plans.
I just need the. Same thing. I'm fine. Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. We asked our senior center manager to come give you a presentation about the overall operations of the senior center. She's been on the job for 9 months, so we wanted to show you her successes, her challenges, and her plans for the future. So I asked her to come in and give you guys a presentation, which I'll help you with. And I'm here to also answer any questions you have about agreements or MOUs that we have with the senior center.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. Martin Gonzalez, Senior Center Service Manager. I'm here with the purpose of this presentation is to inform you on the daily Senior Center operations. This includes successes, challenges, and the future plans. So this is the program overview. We're gonna go over the arts and crafts, games and cognitive activities, fitness and wellness, nutrition services, social and community engagement, and transportation support. We're gonna start off with the participation and impact. So by the end of 2024, we were averaging on 49 seniors daily. As we progress by the end of 2025, now we're averaging 57 seniors daily. That's an 11.76% increase. Average daily engagement across programs is 50 to 60 seniors daily. And for special events attendance, that's 70 to 80 seniors. Registered center participants, of course, we also have guests that show up. Do you want to help me? Okay, so we have the core programs. Here, the director is gonna pass out a special, I know. So the senior center they're working on these super awesome plants. The best part, you don't have to water them. So you can put it in your office or wherever you like. So the programs that we're being offered are arts and crafts. We have painting. We have one of our volunteers there who's our teacher that's been teaching and instructing our seniors across and doing painting, crochet. They're also doing sculpting activities. So they've been learning. Some of them has been doing it in hobbies. Others are learning from there. We also have table games. This all supports the cognitive and fine motor skills. As you know, they love loteria, but other table games as well. They really like dominoes. For fitness, they do chair exercise, treadmills, and cycling on that area. We're working with the director to expand more programming on the fitness area. And for seasonal, we have like the aqua aerobics that's throughout June, July, when we have the pool, June, July, August, that we have it. That starts at 6 a.m. early in the morning. This is why we do it. It improves the balance, the mobility, the social connection within them, cognitive engagement, and fall prevention support. Moving on to nutrition services. Daily lunch service at 11 a.m. That is 55 to 60 seniors served daily. That is throughout lunch. We also do provide oatmeal, coffee in the mornings. Nutrition balance meals demonstrated to support their senior health. That's all in line with WACOG. They do, we don't use salt, those things, keeping it healthy. For special event meals, we do have 70 to 80 seniors served during center hosted events. Any questions so far?
So special event meals, what is that?
So that's during like the monthly meeting, the monthly celebrations. So any like the birthday celebrations, any in-house that we do. So we've done also an open house that invited more people over. So those are like the center-based special events.
So why do you think there's more attendance during the special events meal than the regular daily?
I believe that they love the outgoing and, they know that there's going to be special meal or they're going to have to party, those type of things. So it's more fun and engaging for them.
All right, thank you.
And if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow is the birthday celebration.
Tomorrow
right?
is the birthday celebration. Animal print is the theme, okay? Okay, so moving on to events and social engagement. So these are the center hosted events. We have the monthly birthday celebrations, that is every third Wednesday of the month. We do the wellness fairs. We had annual health resources, benefits, screening, and wellness services designed to support their well-being. And we have the yearly trip, annual social outgoing for senior engagement and connection. For community participation, we do participate in community events. This is city events and parades, open houses, and outreach events. Some of the local businesses invites us to go over and benefit from, health screenings that they have and any other support that they bring over. Questions there? Good. Okay, so these are our partnerships and support. For service partners, we have NAU, like they help with the volunteers with them. And then we have WACOG, we work one-on-one, and Vida Health, they provide presentations on different topics, fall prevention, diabetes. Right now, we are working on a diabetes program that it lasts 16 sessions, so around 16 weeks or so. Well care that they go over and help them with any medical questions they might have. And then of course, Compasses and Habit, Life Care, Hospice of Yuma, all of that to support the hospice, home health, and any other activity they might need. For resources and partners, we do have the food bank. They come over once a month. It's every second Tuesday of the month, and they are from 8 to 11. So they get their food bags right there, so they don't even have to go to Yuma. For Yuma County, they also provide more of the diabetes programs and all of that. In the Yuma County Library District, they offer classes and they also invite us to come over and be part of them. For program supporters, we have Housing America Corporation, Rydell Construction, COCOPA, Regional Center for Border Health. They help us more with providing education and social wellness to clients. Questions there? Yeah.
So do you provide or have ever thought of providing resources or maybe a session on living wills? Because a lot of our seniors, they have no idea what that is or doesn't know how that works. And have you ever thought of that?
Yes, we have, Marta Gonzalez has helped out with that. And then we can also working with another agency and seeing if they can come over and then just explain a little bit more, but definitely, yeah. And we can talk a little bit more on that. So maybe we can have that presentation for them and that resource, which I like. Another resource that we do have is the electricity. We do help them with the utility assistance. So we help them there on site. We do all the forms and then we send it to WACOG.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you also provide, information about other community resources that are available to them on a continuous basis, right?
Yes, we do them monthly. We do different topics throughout the month. Yep. Any others? We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna move on to the staffing and operations. So right now we have a full-time manager, one full-time cook, part-time prep cook, 19 hours a week, a bus driver / maintenance, that's 25 hours a week part-time, and one recreation part-time, 10 hours a week. We do also sometimes request to substitute staff, so we might ask for a recreational aid to help cover. And we have our NAU volunteers. We have 4 of them from 7 to 12, and for the sole purpose of senior companionship. Accessibility, transportation, and CAP alignment. You want to do that? Okay.
So I'm going to step in here because this is more budget. We are looking at adding some things to our CIPs to help the seniors with, for instance, we have an automatic door, we have a ramp, we have handrails, but we do not have call buttons in the bathroom. That's something that we need to add to in the next, I think it's next year's budget. We also have some CIP priorities like pushing the pathway all the way to the curb and having the bus stop be from Bingham and them coming in rather than walking all the way around, just ease of movement. We also are looking at 8 to 12 seniors a day daily. our bus is from 2004. And so it's an aging vehicle. So we are looking at in the future what to do as far as our CIPs there. And like it says here, 23 miles a day at 50, that's twice, that's 2 routes a day. So we're really looking at 55 to 70 minutes route. And on food bank days, it really creates that problem because they're bringing their food boxes with them on the bus. So we are looking at transportation as our senior center grows, that could be an issue in the future that we would need to address. As I said, as I've been saying, like we're looking at maybe a 20 passenger bus in the future, in the future budgets. The other thing is we can do this with grant funding, ADOT, Section 5310, WACOG funding, or general funds as a fallback. Our facilities, last year we talked about the facilities and maybe parking lot, changing the parking lot, covered the drop off because you know how they're picking up in the sun right now. There's a wait. Staffing, adding staffing to create more activities or help like a part-time cook to advance that. The big thing that I know that we talked about in the future, and I want to make sure that we talk about this, is we talked about an expansion. Admin and I have been researching and looking at different options to address that. Last year, it was brought to our attention, do we really want to put money in a building that doesn't belong to us? And we're talking about some future projects that we have, for instance, at the West Somerton Park master plan that we could bring back to you and get more direction in the future on maybe including the senior center in one of those buildings in the future. But like I said, we'll come back to you in the future and talk about that so that maybe we have our own senior center in a building that we can use all day. You want to take over? But any questions on these projects?
Questions?
You mentioned about, facility for now, upkeeping it and whatever, the owner, which is Housing America, are we in talks with them also pitching in for, the needs that are within the facility?
So we signed a 20-year agreement in 2008. So it's going to be coming up in the next couple of years that we will have to talk to them and ask them and talk to them about this items. We can make that a priority to go ahead and add that to our list of daily operations that we can get in there and talk and see if they're interested in that and come back to you with an answer.
Does the contract that we have, we are supposed to do, if we want renovations or whatever, they're not.
Yeah, so the contract we currently have, we are in charge of our own area, our own facilities, and our own maintenance of that facilities. For instance, that USDA grant we got, and we put the equipment in there. We put that equipment in there. If we leave the building, that belongs to them. So there's a lot of things like that is in our contract currently that we will have to work through when we sign if we choose to extend it or choose to do something different. So that's why we, as admin, we're going to investigate this and come back to you with some ideas and see where direction you guys send us.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So clarify for me again what you just said. So we're investing all this money, yet we're at a loss.
Well, that's how the contract was set up, right?
And
That is
how long
correct.
is the contract?
20 years. So in 2028,
December 2028.
yeah,
That's when it
so
ends.
we're going to be looking at this next fiscal year to bring back to council any direction. But again, the contract does state any improvements that we do to the building stay there. And that's something that we invest in. But when we leave, whatever is tied to the floor or ground or walls, it stays there.
To the brand new kitchen or stove, the $1 million stove that you got, I mean, it stays.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mr. Galindo?
Do we have a monthly, do we pay them monthly or no?
We do not pay anything monthly.
No, that's part of the agreement.
Okay.
It's free rent, but of course, anything that we do to the building, it stays.
Okay, thank you.
Vice Mayor, if I may.
Go ahead.
Yes, James, you might want to look into the requirements, the ADA requirements for door handles, the bars that you're seeking. I believe those are all requirements. and they must be kept up to date, especially if they're receiving federal funding. So that would be something that's on them. As far as us investing in the building, I think we already did when we used our CDBG funding to help build that particular project. But you might want to check on stuff that's removable, like the stoves and things like that, because I thought everything was tied to more structural than amenities. Those are all amenities, the new stove, all that stuff that we paid for. You might want to double check because I believe that is not attached to or permanently attached to the building. So therefore, we still might retain ownership of that.
Vice Mayor, if I may?
Yeah.
And I agree with Councilman Villapando. I think when it comes to the oven, the things that we can move, we can, but like the hood, the oven hood and those types of things, they would have to stay. But yeah, as long as they're movable, we can relocate them.
And we don't pay electricity, you said, right?
We actually, yes, we do.
Vice Mayor, if I- yes, Councilwoman, it's like we get free building, but everything that comes with it, we pay. Yeah, of course, the water's from the city, so sewer, so that's kind of in kind, as we want to say. It still has a cost to it, but it's in kind. But electricity, any maintenance or anything that we do, that is from our side. And that's just what was agreed upon on the contract.
Go ahead.
Any questions for anything from the presentation?
No, I mean, I think any
Okay.
questions or anything? I think most of the questions
They've
were
been
asked, right?
asking them throughout. Okay.
Vice Mayor, if I may.
Go ahead.
Marlene, I do have a vast resources that I could provide. So if you need anything, if you want to give me a call and check and see if there's a resource for any type of service that you're looking for, we collaborate with everybody, Regional Center for Border Health, a lot of them that you've already mentioned, but there's also organizations like a particular organization that's called ACCESS, not to be confused with the Arizona Cost Containment Health System. This is ACCESS. They actually provide a service that is very critical, and that's with it has to do with meal preparation. And so they also do like some light cleaning around the house, especially for those that are elderly, that are at a point where they're not as mobile as they used to be, and it can be covered by Medicaid, which is ACCESS.
Sounds really good. Okay, definitely. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. Thank you.
Thank you.
So moving on to new business, 8.1, discussion and possible action to approve and adopt the leftover food policy for the Desert Valley Senior Center Congregate Nutrition Program to ensure food safety, regulatory compliance, and consistency with regional partner standards.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. James Jones, Parks and Rec Director. The purpose of this action is to formally adopt the leftover food policy governing and handling the unconsumed food from meals served through the Desert Valley Senior Center Nutrition Program. The policy was developed at the request of the WACOG, and they asked all their partner agencies to create their own. This staff has created this one. The key elements of this policy include leftovers may only be taken in the participant's own container. Staff and volunteers are prohibited from packaging, storing, refrigerating, and distributing leftovers. Once food leaves the facility, all responsibility transfers to the participant. Leftovers may not be shared, redistributed, or resold. Required public notice must clearly be posted at the meal site, and this policy applies solely to food that has already been served to the participant and does not apply to unserved meals or grab-and-go meals. We ask you to approve this and so we can move forward with it.
Any questions or comments?
Vice Mayor,
I-
if,
Go ahead.
if I may.
Go ahead.
But I just, when I first heard about this policy, I was a little bit surprised that an organization did not provide any templates. So I just want to congratulate, James and, our legal team for coming up with this policy, because I was aware of this requirement, but also other municipalities had reached out to James to try and piggyback on his policy. So, but I think that is something that needs to be addressed with future contracts with WACOG, is make sure that they provide us some form of templates, because ultimately they need that documentation in order to secure their funding. So I think it's be best if it comes from them. So again, James, good job, and I'm glad you guys were able to come up with that policy.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Vice Mayor, this is Mayor
Go-
Anaya.
Go ahead, Mayor.
I have a question. Does the containers have a limit? Is it just a personal container, or is it a big pot that they can come and take? Do we have limits on it?
So it's only limited to what is served for them for the kitchen. Once it leaves the kitchen, that's the only food they can take. They can't bring their own container to the kitchen and ask us to fill it. It's only what we serve them for their meal.
Just their plate.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? No? And so I need a motion.
So move.
Motion was made by Councilmember Villalpando,
Second, Mayor.
second, second by Councilmember Galindo. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 8.2, discussion and possible action to approve amendment number 1 to the intergovernmental agreement between the Arizona Department of Transportation and the city relating to roadway construction on County 15th Street and Avenue D for the Highway Safety Improvement Program, Crest Curve Correction Program.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, Mayor, and Council. Chona Medell, Finance Director. The amendment in front of you is an amendment from a project located on County 15th Street and Avenue D intersection. The original estimate was $2,136,975 with a local city match of $121,808. The state had submitted some information that the project was rebid and it was a decrease in cost. There was no change in the scope of work, but it is a decrease. So the project decreased $972,975, which $55,460 decreased for our local match. I'm asking if we can go ahead and approve the amendment so that we can go ahead and give this back to ADOT so they can continue working on starting the project.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Need a motion? Motion was made by Councilwoman Delgadillo. Second by Councilwoman Gonzalez. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Moving on to 8.3, discussion and possible action to award the contract for the water treatment plant pressure filter media replacement project to Lane, a granite company in an amount not to exceed $280,023.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. Again, Rosanna Douglas, Public Works Director. The City of Somerton Water Department solicited proposals under RFP 2026-011 for the rehabilitation of pressure filter vessels at the city's water treatment plant. Those of you that attended the water treatment site visit, this is what we discussed last week that I mentioned was ready to come forward for council. This project includes removal of the existing filter media, inspection of internal components, replacement of filter media and under drain laterals, and restoration of the vessels to operational condition. The work is necessary to maintain proper filtration, performance, and ensure continued compliance with drinking water treatment standards. Rehabilitation of the vessels will improve filtration efficiency and extend the operational life of the treatment system. Proposals were received and evaluated in accordance with the evaluation criteria outlined within the solicitation. Based on the review and evaluation processes, Lane A Granite Company was determined to be the most responsive and responsible proposer. Lane's proposal demonstrated verified experience in water treatment rehabilitation projects, a clear understanding of the project scope, and pricing that aligns with the documented internal material costs and comparable industry proposals. The bid submitted and formally opened by Lane at $280,023, which remains within the Water Department's approved budget at $300,000. Based on the evaluation qualifications, project approach, and costs, Lane is recommended for award for the rehabilitation of 4 pressure filter vessels in the city of Somerton's water treatment plant. And as discussed last week as well, this project is actually a carryover from last year. So we're kind of behind in our projects, and we really would like to move forward and close out this project as well. The suggested action is a motion to award the contract for the water treatment plant filter replacement project RFP 2026-011 to Lane A Granite Company in the amount of $280,023.
Any questions or comments?
Nope.
You know what, I just have a question or comment on it. I was looking at the contractors that submitted bid.
Yes.
And I saw one that had a lower one.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on the experience on that one?
Yes, I
I'm
would love
assuming
to.
that, but I just want to be sure.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for that question, because I was actually hoping somebody would answer it,
Oh.
would ask it. I should have actually brought it forward. But I did want to point out that this project needs to be completed by May 18th. That was in the scope of work.
Okay.
And the company you're referring to had a project completion date of June 1st. So it was after the fact.
2 weeks.
Yes. And I do understand that the money is the issue, but if you go over to, let me find, if you've seen their actual bid, the only way that we explained it internally, that bid, I'm trying to get the page number for you, Andrea.
Okay, I see it.
Okay. It's page 31 of 71. I'm sorry, 32 of 71. Yes. Okay. So unfortunately, in the review process, when we reviewed this, if any of you are familiar with ChatGPT, this is a ChatGPT style proposal, which tells me they didn't go and gather the information themselves to write it into a proposal. And me personally, as my experience as a grant writer and proposal writer, they should have been more constructive with their approach. This approach to me, wasn't a well approach. Also, they didn't want to complete the timeline. The timeline was out of the scope that was advertised. There was some red flags in there, excuse me, some red flags in there that the other bidder who was under the bid completed successfully.
Okay. And then really that was just my question, because I think sometimes getting the lowest is not always the best.
No.
And we might end up paying more
Change
down the road.
orders.
So I just wanted to know
yeah.
before I made the motion.
That's fine. I'm not a fan of change orders as well. And if you go to their last page, Andrea, another thing that stood out to me in the evaluation, they had the qualification, but they didn't have the experience that the other companies had. So again, another red flag.
Well, thank you. Thank you for doing that due diligence.
Thank you.
Any other
Vice
questions?
Mayor, if I may.
Go ahead. Councilmember Villalpando.
Just for the record, we are basing it on the fact that they cannot complete the timeline, not on any other criteria, because this is an RFP, a request for proposal, so it's strictly based on price, not necessarily an RFQ, which is based on qualifications.
Yes, Councilmember Villapando, you are correct. It was based on not meeting the goals and objectives that were within the scope of work.
Okay. Okay, then I'm okay with not hiring the lowest bid in this case. I'll
Any
make a
other-
motion to approve, Vice Mayor, if there's no more questions.
Motion was made by Councilmember Villalpando, second by Councilmember Galindo. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Council.
So moving on to 8.4. Review and direction on proposed changes to the city's fee schedule for fiscal year 2027 prior to initiate the public review process.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council members, Carmen Juarez, Deputy City Manager. This is the annual review. Tonight is not the public hearing. Last year, as you may remember, the directive from council was to open up a new step to allow council to review the fees that are being proposed before we go into the actual public review, which takes 60 days. So tonight, this is the new step, and what we're going to do is we're going to present to you the proposed changes to this fee schedule by the various departments. If everything is okay, if you give us direction to amend some of the proposals, we're gonna make the changes, and we're going to post it or publish it in our website tomorrow to begin the 60-day public review. And we're gonna come back to you with the actual public hearing in June 2nd at 7 p.m. during regular council meeting for the actual final approval from council. If is that okay with you? What we're going to do, we're gonna go through the list of items. Is the same format as we have done it in the previous years. The left column, can you open it up a little bit more? Yes, thank you, so I can read it. To the column to the left is the name of the fee. The column to the in the middle is the current fee, and the recommendation on the right-hand side is if the line is blank, that means the department is not proposing any changes, and if there is information in that one particular line, that means that's the item or the fee that is being proposed to be amended. So that's the same format that we have used before. And if it's okay, I can start with city clerk fee schedule. We have, I forgot to mention that on the left-hand side, if you see blue ink, that means that we are amending the name of the fee. So there are a couple of changes that the city clerk is proposing. The electronic payment convenience fee is being proposed up to 3% of the total transaction amount. That's what is being proposed. It's a new fee that is being proposed because we didn't have nothing in the middle column. At any time, you can stop me if you have any questions, and I'll bring the director of that department to respond to your questions. Under public record request, there is a request to remove the non-commercial use hard digital pursuant to ARS. That's a removal of that fee. Also, we have some blue ink on the name of the fees that we are proposing to just change the name. Sometimes it's to better, to clarify the name. And that's basically the reason why we are changing the name of the fee. There are no changes being proposed to those, except for the commercial use hard copy digital that now we're proposing to be named commercial request and staff time. And instead of the $20 that we are currently charging, it will be the actual cost of the media. Any questions about that?
But it'll be less, right? Because it's the cost of a USB drive.
Andrea?
Yes, I don't have the exact price of, but yeah, whatever we pay when we purchase the media, that's what we would charge.
So we continue, the bottom of the information for clerk's office is just clarifying those asterisks. That's the way that the clerk's office has to better explain the information on the upper lines, the upper fees, when it comes to those asterisks.
Yeah, if I could just add something on the convenience fees, which is the 3%. It's not an actual fee that we're adopting. It's just a disclosure that if now that we offer online payment options for residents, it's just disclosing that if you decide to pay with your credit card, the service providers is charging up to a 3% charge of the transaction amount. But the customers they know they could, I mean, we give them options. If they want to avoid that fee, they can pay by check or in person with cash, or
What about debit card?
it's the same.
The same as
Mhm.
credit?
Vice Mayor?
Go ahead.
That's, she just answered my question, but that's where I have a big issue with that convenience fee. Because first of all, when we first went into this payment method and we pushed it, we were just saying how we would be able to process a lot more transactions, and it was easier and less time consuming for staff. And now it seems like we adopted that and we went towards that format, and now we're charging people for doing that. Because I tell you what, I mean, my recommendation to everybody is get off that automatic payment, stop paying with your debit cards, and then just give them cash. And what is that going to create? It's going to create a lot more clientele that is coming in person to pay their bills. I mean, 3% might not seem like much, but it adds up.
Vice Mayor?
Go ahead, Mayor.
And I think for me, I would rather pay the 3% convenience fee than going out of my way. It's just more convenient. So I think the 3% is a convenience fee. Faster, more efficient, and it takes you from going to the building, and especially with busy lives, that's another way of looking at it.
Yeah, and I think for me, I mean, it's an option. It doesn't tie me to doing it this way. You know, I mean, I can see both perspectives, and you know, I'd rather pay the 3% fee to save my time, but I can see how it can go.
Yeah, we still have options if they don't want to pay that fee.
Right.
Well, I do hope that the city does do its due diligence and inform people that there is going to be a 3% fee added to their bills, and not just automatically do it without notifying them. So they do have that option to opt in or opt out.
Yes, they are
We'll
notified.
do it.
Any additional questions for the clerk's office, so we can move on to the next department? Community development, we have an engineering review of development and subdivision plans that is being proposed. Instead of referring to a table, an exhibit, the recommendation is to actually put the breakdown of the lots in a subdivision and the price per lot as the recommendation. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
The next change that is being proposed is the mobile food vendor siting permit. The current charge is $200 per year per vendor, and the proposal is $200 one-time fee. The next change that is being proposed is the deferred submittals. Residential $100 and commercial $300. This is a new fee that is being proposed, and I have Saul here to answer any questions. With the deferred building permit, fee, the proposal in the blue ink is to change the name to defer impact fees. This is a program that the city has for those subdivisions or those developers that are building 5 or more new houses in one subdivision. Right now, the fee is $50 per permit, per each permit, and the proposal is to break it down based on the number of lots that are being developed. So if it's a 3 to 10 lots, it's $50 per lot. And if it's 11 or more lots that are being developed by the same developer in a subdivision, it's a $500 per subdivision. That's the proposal. Building permit reinstatement. When the permit has expired and they need to.
Carmen,
Yes, ma'am.
my question is, those changes in fees, is it in an effort to make it uniform across the county?
Mayor Saul Albor, Community Development Director. The change that is being proposed is in an effort to keep the cost of this very basic, mostly administrative service at an affordable $500 rate, because when you get into the large subdivisions, let's just say 100 to 200 lots, if the developer wants to defer the impact fees to the end of the building permit, you multiply 200 times 50, that's quite a bit of money. And so we looked into this, and it turns out that the city of Yuma has a $500 cap for these impact fee deferrals. So it's an attempt to be competitive as well here in the region with this cost.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So the next proposal is the building permit reinstatement from $45, the current fee, to a small increase of to $50. Then we move into the solar permits. The proposal is to increase the installation permit for the installation rated at above 10 kilowatts from $300 to $350. Another change that is being proposed is under the electrical permit fees, each temporary power service from $45 to $50 increase. Under plumbing permit fees, there is a proposal to increase for issuing each plumbing permit base fee from $20 to $25. Under additional fees, community development is recommending to replace or reissue the building permit inspection card, certificate of occupancy, or permit from $10 to $15. Every time they lose the inspection card or the certificate of occupancy and they need a duplicate, the charge right now is $10, and their community development is proposing $15 from now on. The next one is the expedited plan review, residential 3 business days and commercial 10 business days. And the proposal is to double the plan review fee. The next proposals or recommendations are on the copies for adopted codes and maps. There's a non-color address map, 24 by 36 inches, from $10 to $15. 24 by 36 inch from 20 to 30. Color, non-color annexation map from $20 to $30. Any color map 48 by 36 inches from $30 to $50, and letter size copies from 25 to 50. A legal size from 50 cents to 75 cents per page. Ledger size from 75 to $1 per page. And the USB flash drive 16 to 32 gigabytes. This is a new fee, $30. This is basically to recuperate the cost of the materials when we're printing these large maps. Any questions on community development? Any additional questions?
No?
Thank you. Next department is finance. They are not recommending any changes to their current fees. Fire department, they have some recommendation on the standby fees, and actually for the squad and 2 staff, they're recommending a reduce per FEMA 2025 from 188 per hour to 152 per hour. Same thing with the engine plus 3 staff. The recommendation is to reduce the fee from 278 per hour to 267 per hour per FEMA 2025. There's a new fee that is being proposed for standby is the ladder truck and 3 staff members to $365 per hour. This is for standby fees. In service fees, we have new fees being proposed. The ambulance and 2 staff, it's a new fee, $90 per hour in service rate at regular staff hours without the overtime charge. Squad plus 2 staff members, $129 per hour. Engine and 3 staff members, $232 per hour. The ladder truck and 3 staff members, $330 per hour. Any questions for fire department? The next one is Parks and Recreation. This year, Parks and Recreation is not proposing any changes to their fees, so we're good for the first time in 3 years. No changes. Municipal Court fee schedule, they are proposing a change to the certified document. The current fee is $28 per document plus $17 fee of research in locating a document. The recommendation is a flat fee of $33 per certified document. And also they are adding the marriage license fee of $98. Any questions for Municipal Court?
No.
Police Department is recommending some changes to their fees. The record clearance letter, the current fee is $5. They are recommending a $10. It's a $5 increase. Incident history, the current fee is $5 per year per address search. The recommendation is to increase it to $10. Audio 911 CD, the current fee is $20 plus employee hourly rate per statute. The recommendation is a flat $20 fee. Photo CD, the current fee is $10. The recommendation is $15. The video CD, police is recommending to change the name of that fee to digital media. The current fee is $20 plus employee hourly rate per statute, and the recommendation is a flat $46 per hour. The next recommendation is the impounded vehicles. The current fee is $125 per tow, and the recommendation is $125 base rate. Also under animal license, there's a recommendation to remove the fee of replacement of tags. They currently charge $5, and the recommendation is to remove, so there's no issuance of replacement of tags. Late fees under animal control, the recommendation is to remove the late fee charge, which is currently at $1 per month on altered dogs, and unaltered dogs 3 months or older, there's a $2 per month late fee charge, and the recommendation is to remove this charge. Any questions for Police Department?
Vice Mayor, I have
Go ahead, Councilmember Villalpando.
Yeah, I was just wondering, why are you guys going away from state statute when we saw the fire department cite FEMA, which is, it's not, I know it's not state statute, but at least they cited somebody on why the reduction of fees.
Councilmember Albando, Police Chief is here to answer the question.
Good afternoon, Araceli Juarez, Chief of Police. Mr. Villalpando, can you be a little bit more specific as to which one you're referring to?
There was a couple of fees that you cite, that were cited where it said per state statute. Believe it was in the previous, oh, yeah, the
Audio 911 CD and video CD.
video, yeah, those two.
So the audio 911, that is the employee hourly rate per statute. So that one, let me look at my notes here real quick. I know the second one I can answer right away because that's the one that the statute changed on that one. And
Okay.
it recommended that we do 46 per hour. So that's, we're going, because we're doing, if we're doing 1 or 2 hours, we want to go with the $46 per each hour of the recording of the video. That's the second one. And the first one is gonna be the 911 audio CD. We had a no change on that one. So,
So there
Right.
is a, says a change, it says 20 plus employee hourly rate per statute. And then you guys did a flat rate of 20.
I have Mr. Villalpando, there must be a typo or something because this one, I'm looking at my notes and we had a no change for the 911 CD. So that should remain the same.
Oh, okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
no, I was just wondering because again, the fire department cited a reduction in rates because due to the FEMA standard. So, which makes sense. And so when there was a reduction and there was no explanation on why, I was just curious.
Yes,
Or there
that'll be
was
the
a
answer.
change, I should say. Okay, thank you.
So we'll remove that and it's gonna be no change for that particular one.
Okay.
The next one is Public Works, the fee schedule. The recommendation from Public Works is to amend the encroachment permit fees. Commercial is currently at $62, and the recommendation is to increase it to $80. Residential encroachment permit fees is currently at $24, and the recommendation is to increase it to $35. Also, they are recommending 2 new fees under hydrant fees, the non-read penalty. The recommendation is $200 monthly. And the meter equipment fee, the recommendation for this new fee is $45 monthly. Any questions for Public Works fees?
Questions or comments? No?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
That concludes the proposals. As I mentioned, this is for recommendation and direction for staff to move forward. And if you are okay with these recommendations, we're gonna be posting this tomorrow, again, for 60 days, which is what the statute requires. And we're gonna come back to you on June 2nd with the public hearing. And that's when you will actually approve these new fees. And when you approve it, this will become effective July 1st of 2026 for the next fiscal year. Any questions?
Questions or comments? No, I'd say with no questions or comments, I'd say just continue the process with what was presented to us.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. So summary of current events or any future agenda items?
Public Works, Rosanna.
Good evening again, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council members, Rosanna Douglas, Public Works Director. We are preparing for Public Works Week. We will be submitting our draft proclamation prior to the May 26th meeting. Our public event is scheduled for May 20th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. tentatively. Our Public Works Employee Appreciation Luncheon will be May 21st at 11 a.m. at the Community Center, again, tentatively. And I'd like to close with, I'm not sure if you guys get these beforehand, but I'm very pleased to announce that we received notification that our state appropriations application has now moved to the second stage effective today. This project is for the state street drainage and flood control.
Awesome.
That's all I have.
Vice Mayor, that's all we have.
Okay, Councilmember Villalpando?
Don't have anything, Vice Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor?
This last week, I attended GYDC. There was a presentation on those opportunity zones that, and there's gonna be a meeting that council's gonna be invited, and hopefully, I don't have the date right now, but when there is, hopefully some of us can attend. It's one of those that it's been in service since the first Trump administration. Not a lot of Arizona cities took advantage of it. Now it's being amended, and some recommendations are being sent to the governor. So hopefully we can get engaged and try to get the Somerton into those opportunity zones. So there was also a presentation on what I don't remember the acronym for it, but um, possibly team up with Imperial Valley and Yuma County for attracting some grants for economic development. Like for currently we're with La Paz and Mojave, which we're not very active, so it would make more sense to join Imperial County since we have similar demographics, and hopefully we can take advantage of those grants, the economic development grants. The other thing, this weekend I attended our sister city event, and had the opportunity to meet with all the mayors in the region, and how they want to export bacanora. Right now, what they're having issues is with the distributors, the big distributors. They don't want to take on the task of promoting the bacanora because it's only known here in Arizona. So if anybody knows those smaller distributors that are willing to uh, to help promote the region, and right now that's what they don't have a I guess a line to exporting it. So, and it's mostly small distilleries that are from the area. So that was very interesting just to hear. And the director of the state with Bacanora was there. Also, national senator that's one of the favorites to win the governorship for Sonora. So that was good to connect with her and network with her. And the other thing, we were able to present our donation for the fire department. Uh, they they just bought an engine, but they don't have any equipment. So the hoses that the fire department are going to donate are going to be a great asset for them because they don't have anything. They just the state just bought them one of the fire engines, and that's all.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Just a reminder, this Thursday is the next vaccine clinic at the Cultural Center from 3 to 6. The vaccines available are, the general vaccines. Also, I attended the ribbon cutting ceremony for, and I don't know how to pronounce it, no die or nodi, because it stands for no diet. I love it. So it's no die, whatever. But it was a good turnout. I didn't stay. I stayed for the ribbon cutting, but like I mentioned to the new owners, that spot is holds a very special place in a lot of Somerton people's hearts. So being back open is quite nice. So it was nice to see that it was one of our SBDC ladies that was here earlier today. So yeah.
Thank you. Councilwoman Delgadillo?
I want to thank Roseanne and her staff for the tour today. You know, ever since we started taking these tours, you know, I kind of feel disappointed in myself as a councilwoman sitting here for the past 4 years that and have gone through budget meetings and so forth, and we've never done this. And thank you, Louis, for starting this, because now it's an eye opener. As I mentioned in the last council meeting, it's an eye opener to me. It kind of gives me a picture of what, because it's easy to put what you want and what we want to approve or disapprove, but without really knowing what we need to do. You know, I think it's also very important for the directors, in my opinion, to ask your staff. You know, we don't know. Like, I didn't know, especially today with that over there at the sewer thingy over there. I mean, it was an eye opener to me. And everywhere, you know, the fleets and the fire department and the police department, and just seeing, we're not perfect. You may understand, you know, and there's a lot we need to do. And I know, but we also have to have priorities. And I think your staff are the ones that know what the priorities are. And in my opinion, I think we need to listen to them, and we need to take into account, because they're the ones that are working out there. We're not. Louis isn't, you know, Carmen isn't. And I think that their opinion matters on what is for them in order for this city to continue growing successfully and in good condition to what we can provide at the moment. I wish we had so much money, and we don't, but I think we need to have priorities. And thank you so much again for taking the time. An hour is not enough, or 45 minutes is not enough, because I had a lot of questions today. So I'll be sending you an email, Louis, too, and Roseanne, because I do have some questions on that. And the city is growing, and what we see is potential for our city, but without the infrastructure and staff, it's not going to be good. And so thank you again. Thank you.
Vice Mayor, sorry, I'd like to add, I totally on the spot. And of course, it matters a lot for employee retention too, because if your staff, if they're not happy, we can't work. We're not able to work, and we're not able to run the city. And like she said, we sit behind these nice screens and an AC, and going out there and realizing the smell, the heat is coming up, and the conditions that these staff members have to work under. Yeah, I totally agree with Mrs. Garcia. Thank you. Thank you.
Councilmember Galindo?
I don't have anything, Vice Mayor, thank you.
And I mean, I was gonna say something, but Mayor said everything. You know, I accompanied him to that donation when in Rosario Tesopaco, and like he said, I mean, a lot of networking with the mayors around that area, with the future candidate Lorena Valles, I believe it is her name. And really that fire truck was bare. I mean, you see ours full of all the equipment and all the supplies, you know, that might be needed. I mean, you look at theirs, and it's like we're blessed. You know, we really are blessed, and it felt great to support and help another community that's in need. So and you know, Public Works and the Recycling Center was a great tour. I mean, I really like that we embed those. You know, smell, I don't know what we can do about the smell, but I think you guys are trying your best to control it. It's just, how do you control it? Aside from that, I mean, that's all I have. We do have 2 items in executive session. We have 10.1, executive session pursuant to ARS 38-431 for legal advice, discussion, or consultation with the city attorney regarding the possible sale and development of city-owned property located at 203 West Main Street, including review of a proposal submitted in response to the city's request for proposals and possible direction to staff. Under 10.2, we do have executive session pursuant to ARS 38-431.03 for legal advice and discussion regarding the potential lease of real property located at 346 West Main Street, Somerton, Arizona, A5350, including the city's position and negotiations. So we're gonna go ahead and take a 5-minute break, and then we'll reconvene upon complete.
Hasta las 5.
Need a motion to adjourn?
10 horas. So moved.
Motion was made by Ms. Delgadillo, second by Mr. Galindo. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed?
Man.
We're adjourned. It is 9:17.
Yo ya traigo